Hey guys, Finlox here, back with our semi-blind playthrough of Morrowind. With me today is Jack. He's right here. I mean, obviously. So last time we apparently finished the Morag Tong quest line, which is fine. I don't know what to say about it though. Like I said, I think the dude's still gonna disappear. And, you know, that's kind of a shame. And as far as the sanguine stuff, I'm pretty sure they're still out there, and we're screwed going forward, as far as those go. Not that they're, I mean, you know. What I do want to do is run back to our little storage area and let's do and see if I could turn in the shoes or whatever else. Maybe I have a couple more. I don't know. Because like I said, I have a feeling he's gonna disappear anyway, and that quest is just gonna be gone. Yep, the Morag Tong. Show all. And I would expect that the threads of the web spinner stuff is, well, it's not a quest. Strangely enough though, maybe it's not that strange. That really feels, you know, since doing this, I've gotten better at kind of being able to tell when things are rushed or unfinished. And to me, that definitely appears that they ran out of time. You know, at first they were giving you individual missions to go get this, to go get that, and then they're like, yeah, go do this one mission. And there's like five of those sanguine things, and another one there's another few, and it's like,
you're in good company, friend.
are you?
Welcome.
Must you be in the way, Jack? You're not gonna want that. Trust me.
Care to see the sights? Where can I take you?
Load.
You flatter me with your attention, Outlander.
Man, there's a frickin' thing right there. Are you would you like to move, Jack? He's sniffing my tequila. It's not so... I mean, he wasn't sniffing it directly. He was, you know, getting close and kind of being like, what is that? Which, believe me, I understand. Alright. So. Probably not any of these. Okay, Ice Blade, Mage Bane, Soul Drinker, Steph Magnus, White Woe, Umbra, Bone Dancer, Bone Weave, Blood Feet. Ward, House Amulets. Wait, now this one's the top one. Now they're no longer... Huh, maybe the highest stack is 15. That's... I mean, maybe. Hair shirt, Marin amulet. Okay, here we go. Shoes of Sanguine, stocking. Stendarn belt. Zenithar. Okay, well, the two Daedric Tontos we'll put over there. And what else? I mean, the Black Hands Dagger. I could see myself using that. You know? When the time comes. Right. Ring of Poison Blooms. Right. So okay, we'll sell the clothes and maybe that. I don't know why I'm so heavy all of a sudden. Oh, I do have books. That's right. Let's sell those. Maybe that was just not a quest. Like I said, I mean,
I must say, I find you most interesting right now. Please go ahead.
it definitely appears that... Okay, I just wanted to make sure none of those were stuff like sanguine things, you know? Okay, Ring of Poison Blooms, we'll sell that. Juiced, Mark. But yeah, it really does appear that they ran out of time for that one. Because it's just like the keywords are appearing and they're just like, yeah. You go there and they just give them all to you. The bookseller. They're like, oh god, there's 27 of these things, and we can't come up with 27 quests, or we're out of time, you know what I mean? Okay. $548. All right. How we doing? 417 still. Oh, well, yeah, sure. Some of that. More potions, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
Well.
A sincere welcome.
An honor, to be sure.
May you be forever.
Share your thoughts, friend. I enjoy the company.
Okay, 800, awesome. Oh yeah, we do have potions, right? Oh, Ancient Dagoth Brandy, yeah. Huh. All the rat meats. Okay, well. Lucky number 7. It works. Yeah. Look at how much money we have now. Meanwhile, you know what? Okay, willpower and all that stuff. What can we get as far as... Oh no, hang on. I don't want to get any training yet. I want to go back and turn in whatever first, right? Vivec.
You seem like very good company.
Greetings to you. A pleasure to meet you.
Not that one. Hang on. Oh, right. Just straight up Grandmaster. That makes sense. Because you can't gain anything.
You flatter me with your...
Greetings, Nord. What can I do
What
for you?
do you want, Outlander?
Yeah. They're like, he's gotta be the Nerevarine because he's the only one that throws himself off the top of buildings. Well, that's bad. Well, where's these boots? Boots. He's clearly the Nerevarine because he falls straight through bridges and they don't break. They're totally solid, and yet he goes through walls. You know?
Yes, citizen.
Alright, well. It's... Honestly, it's kind of a letdown to just, oh, you're the new Grandmaster. Like, that's...
I don't know where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
You know? Because it's like...
I feel I can truly share with you without fear.
Right. Okay. What can I do for you, Grandmaster? See, that's disappointing. So is this my stuff now? Like... Alright, I didn't turn in any of that stuff. Okay. Well, okay. So I still had the sanguine shoes. Let's look this up. Okay. Morrowind. I'll just type in Morrowind sanguine. Sanguine items. Oh, sanguine rose. I don't think that's in. Is that in here? So we have two responses from the UESP. Sanguine items first, and then threads of the web spinner. Let's try sanguine items first. Okay, seeking these 27 items for the threads of the web spinner quest, with the exception of Amulet of Sanguine Enterprise, which he already has. You'll be sent to find the rest of them and complete his collection. There's one item for every skill in the game. Name refers to the Daedric Prince Sanguine, who made the items from Mephala to give them to his worshippers, the Morag Tong. Oh, okay. And then, so what's... Alright, well, let's click on the threads of the web spinner quest, because that was the name. Okay. Find 26 sanguine items to receive a nice reward from Mephala. Okay. Okay, it's basically saying disposition for each item returned and reputation. Faction reputation from the Morag Tong for each item returned. Okay, return to Eno. Threads of the web spinner. Depending on how much exploring of the game you've done, you may have come across a number of sanguine items that increase various skills when worn. Items are part of a collection of 27... blah blah blah. Sanguine items. If you return all 26, you'll receive an elaborate reward from Mephala. Return the items to Halalu at any time. You must do so before you become Grandmaster of the Morag Tong and he disappears. Yep, so we're done. I mean, you know, he's screwed, basically. Or we're screwed. Most of the sanguine items are owned by Dark Brotherhood agents and Mehrunes Dagon worshippers who will generally attack you on sight, meaning you're safe from the law. Unfortunately, Eno will only give you the location of 2 of the items, so you'll have to find the rest yourself. And, yep. Here's the list. Sort of. These NPCs are not hostile and have no related quest. And... okay, it looks like 4 of them. Let's see. Once you turn in all 27 sanguine items to Halalu, you're rewarded with Mafala's skill, a cheap spell that grants Chameleon 50 points, Fortify attack 10 points for 60 seconds. For 30 magicka, it never fails. This is the only way of acquiring the Fortify attack effect for creating custom spells. Which is... I mean, I guess that would be important. The 2 sanguine items he asks for directly, Belt of Sanguine Fleetness and Ring of Sanguine Sublime Wisdom, can only be returned once you've been given the special duty. The items are all clothing and thus unaffected by disintegrate armor, so they will always be worn by the character unless they've got something better. Since you can't pickpocket equipped items, killing them is usually the only option. Many are hostile, and some are subjects of other quests, you can safely kill them anyhow, but a few are peaceful, and some cannot even be taunted into attacking as they will not speak to you. In this case, a frenzy spell may be your best choice to deal with this quest without incurring a large bounty. Clicking the Sanguine Enterprise topic may incorrectly report you've returned all 26 when you've only returned 25. You may not notice when Mafala's skill has been added. Be sure to check your spell lists. If you complete all the Morag quests and explore the entire island, you most likely have found 22 sanguine items. Remaining 4 are in possession of non-hostile NPCs. If you're extremely meticulous about asking people for rumors, you'll get vague hints for 2 NPCs, Glorunk, Grashula, and Drozimar. The remaining two have no related quests, no rumors, and are not hostile. The only links with the others being they both provide no service. One is an assassin, and the other is found in a Daedric shrine. Wearing a constant detect enchantment item and murdering suspect non-hostile NPCs might be the only way to acquire the final 2 items. One could assume this quest is not designed to be completed in normal playthrough without resorting to guides. All the items you deliver to Ino Halalu as part of the quest are stored in his inventory. When you kill him just after finishing this quest, you'll get them back complete for own benefit. Right, so you are basically supposed to kill him to become the Grandmaster, I suppose. Damba and Gnawtooth in Al Daedroth are severely outmatched by the witch hunters nearby, and most will likely die within seconds of your entry. If you do not loot their bodies before they despawn, you cannot complete this quest. Despite sharing similar name, the short below Sanguine Sureflight is not part of the quest. Well, okay, there you go. So we cannot complete the quest anymore. That's okay. It sounds stupid, but I don't want to be Grandmaster. It doesn't feel good. You know? Because it's like, oh, hey, you're in charge. It's like, oh, you're in charge. Okay, well, I don't know how to... I'm not an administrator. You always need some sort of, some form of administration or whatever, you know? Okay, well, whatever. Alright, let us... should we go talk to that one dude, then? As part of, the dude in the High Fane. The fact that Duke gave me his private key means he's probably in his quarters.
I don't know where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
We welcome you freely, Outlander.
I really don't know what I'm supposed to do if he attacks me as soon as I go in there, but I guess we'll find out. Okay. Anyway. Control the Ordinators. Tholer Sarioni. At the High Fane. Huh. You think that's him?
I am blessed to be at your service, Outlander.
Thank you. Well. It's very interesting, right? Yeah, as soon as you move, he disappears. I guess.
There's someone watching me. I can tell.
Oh. That was the place I was in earlier, right? Where there's like a chest of stolen items? Okay.
I am blessed to be at your service, Outlander.
What?
I have heard of you, Outlander. Feel free to peruse my goods.
You have goods? Okay. Claim to be the Nerevarine. Alright, that's fine. I'm looking for the dude, though. Where? Well, maybe you could tell me where he is. If I remembered his name. Something Sarioni, right? Tholer Sarioni. I don't think that's a keyword though, which is.
I have heard of you, Outlander. Feel free to peruse my goods.
Well, at least not according to this. Let's Should I just click on the door and see if...
To be at your service, Outlander.
We did just save, right? But I will save again, just in case. Just in case. Okay, well. Yeah, I came out from under there and I was like trying to...
You find me worthy of your attention.
Thank you for coming, Loxley. You know the temple's doctrine on the Nerevarine. Perhaps it is time to change that doctrine. Okay, well, oh, advancement. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind staying in the temple. Okay, well, first, tell me about the temple's doctrine, I guess. The temple must protect the people from false doctrines, and your association with Imperial intelligence makes your motivation and integrity suspect. Right, because it's sort of... they're against each other. But we have reached a crisis with Dagoth-Ur. We can no longer defend the people against the awakened Sixth House. You and your prophecies may represent our last hope. Our situation is desperate, but I would rather have you hear the details of our situation and the circumstances leading up to that situation from Lord Vivec himself. He has asked to see you. Would you agree to a private meeting with him and hear in person what he has to say? Yes. Good, here are 2 keys, one to the private back entrance to my quarters, the other to a locked entrance to Lord Vivec's palace. I regret that, at present, the Ordinators are not completely under my control, so for now, I'll ask you to avoid confrontations with them. Lord Vivec is expecting you. His lordship is remarkably patient, but perhaps it would be better not to keep him waiting. Okay. Archcannon's private key has been added, and Secret Palace entrance key has been added. This is strange. Was I... Presumably, Crassius Curio was supposed to give me a private key. Because I'm like, oh, I want to be the Hortator. And he's like, okay, you're the Hortator with me. But now this dude wants to see. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we were... Maybe we were supposed to have gone this way, but that's fine. Was the most gallant knight and the most subtle rogue of the First Council. You're the one they called the Nerevarine. You are a heretic. In all sports, you are heretics. You may think Imperial law protects heretics, and you may be right, but some of the Temple faithful care little for Imperial law. The 4 orders of Ordinators answer to the Alma Rula in Almalexia. Blessed Almalexia the Warden is one of the 3 immortal god kings of Morrowind, a pillar of the tribunal, and the patron of healers and teachers. Not sure I should be drinking, because I was getting up earlier and I'm like, man, I'm tired. I feel like I'm gonna fall over, but who knows? Like, just from, I guess, sleep deprivation, I suppose, but whatever. I understand your concerns, but the Ordinators are a necessity, especially in these troubling times. There's the Blight and the return of Dagoth-Ur. There are troubles with the Empire and the troubles between the great houses. The temple needs protection in these times, and the Ordinators provide that, even though the Ordinators have failed on occasion. It is rare, but recently, perhaps you could help with one of these failures. There is a cavern, Asamanu. Why is that familiar? Known to those who follow Dagoth-Ur, and this cavern is the robe of St. Rorus, a holy relic. If you could succeed where the Ordinators failed by bringing me the robe, I'll speak with Beryl Sala. Let's see. To get to Asamanu, take the southern road towards Seda Neen. After you cross the bridge... Wait, the southern road. You'll see swamplands to the south. Go across the swamps and look for an island to the south. Asamanu is on that island. Well, I guess they all kind of run together. But we're looking for the robe of Saint... Oh, Saint Rorus. Wow. The saint's actual robe. Okay, so bring him this to... Should we speak to Vivec now? Okay. Is it under the Hortator thing? Hortator and Neverine? Oh, I guess so. Well, I guess we can go speak to Vivec. They say don't keep him waiting, so I guess we should do that. Cause what is he gonna do, you know? Was this the chest, the stolen stuff? Oh. I don't know.
I'm very happy to make your acquaintance.
It's funny because they gave me the key, but I've already picked the locks, and I've already read that stuff. It's... yeah. It bothers me that he's not exactly centered. Well, he is from this angle, but whatever. Alright, yeah, okay. It's strange, too, right? Because we unlocked it with the key, so maybe that's considered not breaking in? It's very weird. It's locked, so it seems like you shouldn't be able to go in there, but if you unlock it with the key, you're able. Alright, dude, talk to me. I expected you. We have business, you and I. When I was young like you, I was very impatient, so I will keep our business short. Then, later, there may be time for other things. First, I propose to remove my curse upon the Nerevarine, end the persecution of the distant priests, and proclaim to all Morrowind that Loxley is the incarnate and Neverine, the prophesied savior of Morrowind, and the last hope to withstand the menace of Dagoth-Ur and the Sixth House. These things I will do, whether you wish or not. Okay, I'm actually feeling kind of emotional here for a second, but it's like, remove my curse upon the Nerevarine. Oh, we may have to reread those things in the back. Next, I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Dagoth-Ur. You may choose to refuse. I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift in the form of an artifact called Wraithguard. You may accept the gift, then do with it as you will. You will receive the responsibility as an oath. You may give your oath, then keep it or break it as you like. First, will you accept Wraithguard as a gift? So, Wraithguard is one of the 3 tools of Kagernak, right? I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Dagoth-Ur. You may choose to refuse, I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift. You may accept the gift, then do with it as you will. You will receive the responsibility as an oath. You may give your oath, then keep it or break it as you like. Well, I mean, breaking an oath is bad. Man, I mean, I understand. The messed up thing about this is people change. People lie to themselves. And so for him to... He views himself as a god, I'm certain. Even though he's basically just a dude. You know, you become... There's a reason there's videos of these CEOs. I don't know what it was, but there's a video of some CEO basically talking about how they've been lobbying the US government to destroy the economy because they want unemployment to be at 50%. Because then, well, he's like, we're tired of these employees not being grateful. He's like, they think they have options and they're looking for better work, and we want them to be satisfied with what we're giving to them, the opportunities that they have. And it's like, when you really step back and think about what he's saying, that's some horrible crap right there. He's basically like, look, we're gonna give you something and you're gonna take it and you're gonna like it. So what if we treat you like crap? You should be glad that you have a job. And you should be kissing my ass for having that job, regardless of how bad it is. And that's a horrible thing. And he's just a CEO. He's just in charge of a business. Maybe he's paid millions a year, but we still both poop. You know what I mean? We still get drunk and fall over and pee ourselves. Or you know what I mean? We're both human. He's not better than I am just because he's paid more. Just because his station is higher. He's just as weak and as fallible as I am. But because his station is higher, he drinks his own Kool-Aid. You know, he believes his own hype. You know? It's a Simon Sinek video where he's talking about how he was talking about some military guy, I think, that the dude was in charge of all these, the Joint Chiefs of Staff or whatever, and when he was doing it, you know, he was bringing all these, you know, he had, people were bringing him coffee, and now that he's retired and he's basically a nobody, he's like, he's drinking coffee out of a styrofoam cup that he has to get himself, and he's like, this is my value. He's like, this is the value of the station that I occupy. He's like, this is not my value as a person. But he's like, this is really what my value is, but I believed that my value was more. And so it's really fascinating to me that this dude is like, this is what I will proclaim, and Vivec, I mean. You know, and so I would say to you guys, be humble in all things. You know, just like this guy, he probably has drank his own Kool-Aid. And by the way, that's normal for humans. Like, I understand, you know, I come from a long line of narcissists. You know what I mean? So I have that urge in the back of my head always being like, you know, not the little voice, there's no voices, but it's like the urge to be like, you're great. You're amazing. They should bow down to you, or whatever, you know, and that little monkey on my back, and I'm just like, no, it's not, it's not like that. First, will you accept Wraithguard as a gift? My understanding is that I need Wraithguard. But I need to know more. If he is offering it to me as a gift, no strings attached, then I accept. But the problem is, there's always strings. That's why, and I mean, I hate, yes, it's an ego thing. See, this is where the narcissist DNA comes in, right? Because me talking and all this stuff, I'm like, I'm churching myself up. I'm like, oh, in my experiences, this and this and that. Yes, but, and yeah, there is a little bit of ego in it, but at the same time, it's what I've learned. And so I'm trying to pass the knowledge on to you guys. There's always, gifts always come with strings, whether they're intentional or not. You know, doing this, I've had a couple offers for free games, you know, from you guys. And generally I refuse because I don't want to be bound to like them, if that makes sense. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings by accepting the gift and then being like, nah, this game is crap, or whatever. Or even not crap, it's just like, it's okay, and they're a huge fan, and they're like, oh my god, this is so amazing, I'll buy it for you, or whatever. And I play it, and I'm like, it's fine. But, you know, there's always conditions, you know what I mean? You don't want to hurt anyone's feeling. My thing is, maybe it depends. Like, I don't want to refuse because I know we're gonna need it. But, right. I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Degathur. You may choose to refuse. I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift in the form of an artifact called Wraithguard. You may accept the gift. You will receive the responsibility as an oath. You may give your oath, then keep it or break it as you like. I mean, of course, these things are probably linked, right? I need to say maybe it depends. I'll take your maybe as a no, then that concludes our interview. I hope it has not been an inconvenience, and if you change your mind, come back. Lord Vivec asked me if I would accept Wraithguard as a gift, and he would not accept my answer of maybe. He dismissed me, but told me to come back if I changed my mind. Okay, well, I guess let's, was there something else? Let's try again, shall we? First, will you accept Wraithguard as a gift? Okay, I have no choice. Not really. Good. Sensible of you. And now will you give me your oath before all gods and men, before all spirits visible and invisible, before my honor and your honor, to dedicate yourself and Wraithguard to the defeat and destruction of Degath-ur and the preservation of Morrowind and its people. Okay, so I have not... Right, I mean, we don't have a choice. I assume if I say maybe, he'll say, that's a no, I'm not going to give you Wraithguard. But the fact that he's like, you could break your oath if you wish, I guess I don't have a choice. But yeah, I swear it. I guess I've sworn to destroy Dagoth. It's disappointing because, well, maybe that's the tragedy of Dagoth, right? He greets you as a friend, sort of. Even though we've betrayed him in the past, or at least our previous life, we betrayed him. Not very sensible, but very good. I was hoping for someone who would have no hesitations about making such an oath. You will now have a brief, momentary sensation of time passing. Don't be alarmed. You are being taken out of time in order to avoid the unpleasant experience of learning how to use Wraithguard. It'll be over before... See, that's really dark. The fact, I mean, it's a pun, because total darkness, right? There's a brief sensation of motion in total darkness, floating, but without a sense of weight or direction. You know it. Now, I will notify the temple you are a champion. There shall be no more persecution of the distant priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. We have time for questions, if you like, or you may leave as you wish, but I think there are at least 2 things you ought to know before you leave. How to use Wraithguard, and how to defeat Dagoth. Your journal has been updated. Wraithguard has been added to your inventory. Unique Dwemer artifact has been removed from your inventory. Well, it never said unique Dwemer artifact was added to our inventory. So it must have been added, I guess, before we knew it or whatever. But the fact that he's like, in order to avoid the unpleasant experience of learning how to use Wraithguard. Oh. That doesn't make sense, really. But then how to use Wraithguard. Council is now an option. That's strange. I would suspect, if I were him, he's like, well, I'm not going to teach you how to use it. I'm going to teach you the specific way you need to do whatever to cut Dagoth off. To cut Dagoth off from the power, but not us. Right? Because it's... I mean, there's not multiple endings. There's only one ending, I think. But, the way that it sounds like there's multiple endings, but presumably that was cut. If they ever do remake the game, I would really hope they would add that second ending. Or maybe the whole Dagoth quest line, you know? That would be interesting. Oh, you need to go in and... well, not necessarily kill everybody, but maybe plant the red ash statues, maybe build this, maybe blacken the sky, maybe... because that's something that I love, altering the world. It's like, oh, you need to kill Vivec and place this ash statue where his seat was, and then you walk out and the sky's all black and there's a constant blight storm or something. That would be neat. But, yeah, anyway. Okay. Yeah, not sensible, but very good. Yeah, unfortunately. Okay. How to defeat Dagoth. To defeat Dagoth, go to Red Mountain to recover the artifact Hammer Sunder from the Gate Citadel Veminal. Then recover the artifact blade Keening from Gate Citadel Odrosal. I've heard that name before. Then proceed with Wraithguard, Sunder, and Keening to the Citadel of Dagoth-Ur. Within the Citadel, find the Heart of Lorcan. Use these 3 artifacts to sever Dagoth-Ur's connection to the Heart, and he will be destroyed and the Blight ended on Morrowind. See, that upsets me, because I'd rather sever everyone's connection from the Heart, but I don't think we can do that. To destroy Dagoth-Ur, you must sever his connection with the Heart of Lorcan. To do this, strike the Heart with the artifact Hammer Sunder once, then strike the Heart more than once with the artifact Blade Keening. You must wear a Wraithguard because you cannot handle either Sunder or Keening unless you're wearing Wraithguard. That is the short, simple explanation. Here's the long, detailed explanation written down for your convenience. Read it, study it, commit it to memory. Plan to defeat Dagoth-Ur has been added to your inventory. Journal updated. Actually, I believe we've finished our business. I will notify the temple that you are our champion. There shall be no more persecution of the distant priests. Yeah. Now you are my guest, I'm your host, and we have time for explanations, or counsel, or questions, or bitter recriminations if you like. Or you may leave if you wish, as you wish, but I think before you leave you should hear how to defeat Dagoth-Ur, and how you must use the artifact Wraithguard. You want to chide me. Why did I murder Nerevar? Why did I break my oath to Azura not to use Kagranek's tools? Why did I cause others to suffer? These are great questions. Along with Lord Nerevar, at his insistence, Almalexia, Sothasil, and I swore before our god of oaths at the time, the Daedra Lord Azura, never to employ the tools of Kagranek for any purpose. We broke our oaths. We turned our backs on the old gods. I still see no compelling reason to worship any of the Aedra or Daedra, but for the respect I held for Nerevar and the respect I held for myself, I should never have betrayed my oath. Of all my life's actions, I most regret that failure. Understood. You know, it's like your word is really all you have. That's the weird thing that people, I think, don't understand. Is oath is basically reputation. It's sort of, there's this lawyer, I think he's the one that originally got me sort of thinking about it. Nick Rakita from Rakita Law, or Rakita, however you pronounce it. He's a YouTuber, but he said something that stuck with me. He's like, the contract is not the paper. And that's sort of, once something's put out to you, or at least to me, I start noticing other things. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily something I've considered in the past. And so when the information gets given to me, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? So the contract is the agreement itself. The paper that says contract is just the documentation. Most people don't understand this. They think the physical paper is the contract, but it's not. It's the contract itself is the agreement. It's your word that you will do the things. The contract is just like, hey, these are what we're agreeing to, right? It's like your oath. So for people to be like, oh, well, I signed this, but I didn't really mean it, or whatever, like that's a real problem. It shows the type of people that you're dealing with, because you don't need the courts or the state, or you shouldn't need them. You shouldn't need some third-party enforcement agency to force you to do what you said you were going to do. That's why, like, marriage, it's not some state-sanctioned thing. It's just you and a person. You and another person. It's your commitment. But I don't know. I'm rambling. So I don't know where I was going with that originally. Just it's something that I understand now a little bit more, right? Well, why did you murder Nerevar? We did not murder Nerevar. The legend that we murdered Nerevar comes from a story told by a shield companion to Nerevar, Alandro Sol, who lived among the Ashlanders. The Ashlanders have retained Alandro Sol's account as part of their oral histories. The account is persuasive in some details, implausible in others, and is in any case false. I have 2 accounts of Nerevar's death here in my library. Read them and judge for yourself. I have read them, and one of them, you specifically state that you did murder Nerevar. This is what I mean, like, they drink their own Kool-Aid. They believe their own hype. You know, I doubt... I mean, he wrote that stuff down, but he's like, no, I'm a god. Right? Why did I cause others to suffer? I respect that question and you for it. The most I could say is, I did the best I could as I saw things. Can you, mortal, presume to judge the actions and motives of a god? Yes. Because morality is absolute, in my mind. But because I need you and you need me, I will make an accounting for my sins to you. But not now. Destroy Dagathur, and then we will discuss my sins. Then perhaps you will have earned the right to judge me. I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? It's like, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. I mean, that's literally... You're talking Islamic world justice, where stoning is a common occurrence. Like, in stoning, people are like, oh, what is that? It's literally beating someone to death with rocks. They do, you know, the Middle East does it to gay people all the time. Current day, you know? It's like when we learned about religious persecution as a, you know, when I was in, you know, elementary school or high school or whatever, you're like, oh, the Pilgrims escaped to the States, you know, the colonies, they formed the colonies to escape religious persecution. They don't tell you that religious persecution is death by torture, right? The Catholics wiped out Protestants. I mean, they literally would catch them and torture them to death. But it's like, is that moral? No. And, you know, even a child who knows nothing about morality can point that out. It's wrong to do this. It's like, yeah, of course it is. It doesn't matter who says it. The worst person in the world could be like, it's immoral to do this. And you're like, well, you can't judge me because you're just as bad. It's like, I'm not judging you. I'm just pointing out. That's what you're doing is immoral. It doesn't make it not immoral because I am also immoral. You know? Anyone can point out your immorality. They don't have to be moral themselves. Anyway. Tell you, library. I want your trust and willing cooperation, so I've had the priest make copies of a number of documents. They're here for you to read or take with you. Take a look at them. Help yourself. I will. Tell me about Dagathur. Dagathur is the former Lord High Counselor of House Dagath. He was of Lord Nerevar's generation, older than we, and a mighty sorcerer and enchanter in life. In his sustained shadow immortality, he appears to be a highly intelligent, severely deluded immortal monster with unparalleled supernatural abilities. He appears, by turns, lucid and deranged, compassionate and bestial, profoundly wise and profoundly disordered. In short, he is a mad god. Presumably all gods are mad. You know. Right, I mean, how do you... You may think the world is an orderly place. It's deterministic or whatever. It is not. And the stuff that I've seen, I'm surprised that I'm not insane. Maybe I am. But ignorance, I think, man. Yeah. It would not surprise me at all if any gods that did exist, if they exist at all, would be insane. Because knowing, you know, I realize I'm like an ant on this spinning ball of dirt. You know what I mean? But understanding what I understand is, man, it's rough sometimes. You know, the innocence of babes, right? Babies, the innocence of children. It's like, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Okay. Explanations, counsel, questions, bitter recriminations. I don't have a lot of time. Let's say goodbye for the time being. We'll save. Yep. Where is this it? Wraithguard. What is it? Is it... Doesn't say what it is. I assume it's a pauldron. It is. It is a right gauntlet. Yep. Whoa. Shield... Constant effect, yeah. Shield 10 points, reflect 20%, resist blight disease, resist shock, resist... Okay. Resist blight disease, that doesn't matter. But it would matter to them. Because they're not immune to Corporus like I am now. Resist shock, fire, frost, magicka, and poison, 10%. And it's red, so you know it's... I don't know what the different colors mean, but it looks badass anyway. It's like some sort of Daedric or dwarven, yeah, dwarven gauntlet basically, right? So yeah, we are well, wow. Heavy armor. It's basically Daedric. Awesome. And you'll have to repair it yourself because you won't be able to afford to pay someone to do it. And that's actually kind of interesting as well. I know I'm getting intoxicated because I'm like, what about this? What about that? What about that? I'm starting to hit like the optimal level of intoxication. Because you have to be able to take care of your own stuff, or you just have to be rich and pay to get it repaired, right? But you have to, you know, because all the stuff you're wearing is so valuable that you have to do it yourself. You just can't afford to pay someone else to do it. But yeah, let's stop here. We'll talk more to Vivec next time. We'll go reread those documents and take them with us next time. And then we want to do the Asamanu. I guess let's do that first. We'll go back to Duke Dren. We'll do whatever he wants, and then we'll go to Crassius Curio and be like, yo, name us Hortator, and then we'll see what happens. We still have, I mean, a lot of potential quests, but we're starting to knock them out. We're starting to, I'm not going to say Mage's Guild is done, but it's almost done. Morag Tong is done. House Lalu is almost done. Legion is almost done. Fighters Guild, yeah, I don't know about that one. Thieves Guild, we still have some. I do want to do those. And Yeah, we're running out of quests. Like, we've done so many. But I'm sure there's still more out there that I haven't found, but yeah. Alright guys, well that is it for today. I guess I'll make some food. As always, guys, comments, questions, concerns, good, bad, or indifferent. Let me hear them. I do try and read all of them. I do try and respond to all of them. What is your guys' unique positive moment for today? I kind of lost my... I don't know. Oh, yeah, the walk. I did a walk this morning. I've been doing it every day, almost every day. I really like it. Even though this morning I woke up and I did not want to get up. I felt like crap when I woke up. Still went for the walk. Felt a little bit better. And, it really helps. It just feels nice. And it's nice. It, kind of helps me get some of my thoughts out, too. You know? Or at least go over them over and over again until they get worn down a bit. So it's something. But that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.